this is Just Talk. I want to talk about mental illness. Mental illness has so many stigmas on it, and it also has so many hurts, stipulations put on it. I grew up with a mother that was diagnosed as schizophrenic, and she was diagnosed with that maybe when I was about 4 or 5 years old, after she had left my father. I remember the memories of her walking down the street coming from work, and me and my siblings running up to her, and she was an angel to me. She was like an angel walking up the street. You know, those were my happiest moments with her. After we moved, because of the abusive relationship that my mother was in with my father, she just went downhill from there, and she had a mental break. So let's talk about mental illness, okay? Mental illness, from my perspective, because I was diagnosed with being bipolar years ago when I was maybe about, I want to say about 21, and I'm 43 now. I had a lot of traumas. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my story because I want you to get where I'm coming from. I don't want to talk too much about my story because I have many stories that I would like to share with you. And my purpose of Just Talk is basically to help someone. If I can help someone from my perspective or my life experiences to be more happier, positive, to change their lives, touch their heart, then I've truly accomplished giving a gift of love from my heart to yours through my experiences. um, I grew up around family, literally across the street. And I don't want to get too much into my detailed story, but I want to focus on mental illness and what it did to me. And when I say mental illness, that's the scientific definition of what I experienced. But I'm going to walk you through my experience to my spiritual journey and how it has changed my life. Um, I was molested as a child. Um, and first, let me put this out there. Everything I've been through, I I know this may sound maybe crazy to some people. I wouldn't change it. Yes, it was painful. Yes, it broke me. Yes, it caused a lot of my demise. Yes, it caused a lot of hurts in my life. Yes, it caused anger. Yes, it did a lot of things to me. But if I didn't go through those things, I wouldn't be the woman that I'm becoming now. Stronger, learning to forgive, learning that other people have traumas and they project that onto people. Um, I was also raped when I was about 13 years old. I was a virgin. So, to give you a short story of my story leading up to mental illness, which is the talk of this conversation right now, I had a mom that was mentally ill. I was a little girl with two brothers. Um, I felt unloved from many people, including my family. I love y'all. But I'll talk about my family another day and how to learn to forgive and let go and understand that people are human doing the best that they can. Um, I have been raped. I had a child at 16, not intentionally, but I had a child at 16. His dad at the time I was dating, we were young, and he wasn't there for me because he was young and scared. I get it now, but and I get it before right now, but back then I didn't get it. Um, I didn't get the love that I was in search for growing up. I feel like no one saw me in the pain that I was going through. No one saw that, this little girl was being, um, let's say, going through a lot from the things that was happening to her. And I just had, you know, one thing after the next, trying to deal with all of that in my head and for myself, wanting to talk to my mom, which one experience I had sexual harassment um, when I was about 14 at school. And that was the most hardest thing because then just, I didn't even want to tell that it happened to me because I didn't want the person who did it to me to get in trouble because I knew they had a family, but it made me feel so violated. And I went through a lot with that situation. When my mama was mentally ill, it was like sometimes going to her, talk to her, would just seem like it would cause more problems for her, and she couldn't really handle situations in those times. But that particular moment in my life, that I told my mom about the sexual harassment, sexual violation that happened to me at school because I came home crying. My mama became my hero that day. And I have so much to talk about, but I don't want to talk about too many things because I don't want to focus on. Because there's a storyline to all of it. But so when I'm trying to paint a picture to you about my mental illness back then was that I had been through so much and I had no one to confide in or help me or scared to tell. And so all of that stuff just penetrated my mind and it caused me to be suicidal and it caused so much in my life, so many things. And it was just like one thing after another, after another, after another, after another, after another, till I saw a psychiatrist. I talked to a counselor, a rape counselor, like years later because I couldn't handle it. I couldn't deal with it. It was just so much. It was just so much that I had experienced that my mind couldn't deal with it. And make a long story short, from that, later on in my life, when I was about maybe 20 something, I was diagnosed with being bipolar. And so for me, I did not like that word or stigmas or mental illness because I was like, I didn't, to be honest, when I was growing up, I didn't want to be like my mom. And that's what my mentality was then. It's not what my mentality is now because I have a better understanding of it, more clarity in my life. Um, and I'll get to that another day, but focusing on mental illness. Um, I believe that mental illness comes from, like I've been speaking about from the first video that I made. This is my second video. It's from traumas. It's from traumas that haven't been dealt with. Um, it's from things that we hold inside ourselves. It's from um, things that we think about ourselves, things that people say about us, things that we try to do better but seem like we can't succeed, things like failing and feeling like you're a failure because you failed and you're not. You're not a failure. Okay? Just because you failed at something does not mean that you're a failure. Okay? Taking on the responsibility of others, taking on their energy, projecting their energy onto you, and their battles and circumstances and, problems onto you. And when you have a heart that wants to see people do better, sometimes you take on a little bit too much. You haven't like helped yourself, because you can't really help anyone else unless you learn to help yourself. Okay? So, mental illness is that thing that our mind dwells on over and over again. And I call it mental illness because that is the scientific definition, or definition that we understand. It just means that your mind needs some band-aids until it heals, until it closes up those wounds, those scars, those sores that have infested inside of you, in your heart, in your body, and mess with your mind. But I believe, from my perspective, and I'm not a doctor, so this is only to give you help from what I've been through. If it helps you, like I said, I am grateful that I can touch at least one person's life to help them to be more positive about themselves and hopefully one day cure their mental illness. Um, I've learned to let go, let go of those things that constantly are repeating in your mind. I've learned to forgive myself. I've learned to forgive those who have projected their traumas and pains and negative energy onto me. And I forgave myself for allowing it. I have been real with me and who I am and what I've done, because the things that you do doesn't define who you are, okay? Please remember that. The things that you've done, no matter what it is, how bad it was, it doesn't define who you are. You were born into a world with so many stipulations. You came here, you have cycles from your grandmother, your parents, generations from generations that's pressed on you. You don't know who to be like. But there was a moment, if your life wasn't always so bad, there was a moment that you had some type of happiness. And if you didn't, again, I'm sorry that you experienced a totally unhappy life, and you didn't get the love that you deserve. But you can change that for yourself. You don't need someone else to make you feel loved. You have to just learn to love yourself and forgive yourself. So I struggled with it. I struggled. I didn't want to be here. Um, I've always felt different, and we all are different, and we're all special in our own way. I felt like an alien. I felt like, where am I? Where did I come from? And where did I land? Because I felt like no one that I had met was like myself. Like, and that was a struggle for me because all I had been through, I still managed to keep kindness in my heart and love and overstanding for situations. Even though I had my own stuff, I was able to lend some of my positive energy to people who needed it. But let me tell you, if your cup is empty or it's barely have anything in to quench someone else's thirst, then how can you possibly quench your own thirst? You know what I mean? If you're empty, if you're empty, how can you give someone else help or encouragement? See, people sometimes when they're going through, they need someone. And you may not be where you want to be to give all of this. You never give all of you because when you give all of you, you have nothing left to give, right? It's like you're giving all your energy away to help, but you have to learn not to overextend yourself. You have to learn balance, in which I'm still learning. Um, and if you're depleted and you've given all your energy because you've allowed everyone to suck all of this out of you because of your heart and your need and passion to help others, but you don't take care of yourself, fill your cup up. Fill your cup up. Filling your cup up is going inside yourself and finding out why are you feeling the way you feeling? Why are you suicidal? Why have you been diagnosed with mental illness? What are the traumas? And face them. Embrace your situations. I've called it the dark night of the shadow because I read on it because I was suffering for so long, and I read so many things on it, and I'm a person, well, if I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try. If it's positive, I feel like it can help my life, I'll try it just to see if it helps me. And it was an article I read. I can't remember who it was by, but it was talking about embracing when you go through a dark night of shadow, which is what people define as mental illness or depression. So I basically had nothing left in me but to give it a shot because I was so tired of feeling depressed and feeling like I couldn't make it in this world and like wanting God to just take me or me to take out my own self, to kill my own self, be suicidal in that moment, in very many moments. So I tried it. And when a depression came, I went inside myself and said to myself, what are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to show me? What is the lesson that I need to learn? What is it that I'm needing to learn? And so when I did that, my God, it went away so much faster. I was just completely shocked. I didn't run away from it, but I dealt with it. I allowed myself to feel that depression, that darkness, and go inside and say, why am I feeling this way? What is it that I'm needing to learn? And when I learned what I needed to learn, when I tell you I started being set free from all of the guilt, all of the hurt, all of the judgment, all of the darkness. You see, the darkness comes because it needs to show you where the light is. Say, without darkness, we wouldn't know what light is. And without light, we wouldn't know what darkness is. You know, mental illness, depression, schizophrenia, bipolar, all of those names are labels. It's just really about what you've been through and what you're going through that caused all of that, those situations, those problems, those breaks, that darkness, that no will to live feeling, you know, or that you don't belong here. So many people have killed themselves because they felt like there was no way out, because all they just wanted to be was free from the pain of their mind, free from the traumas, the feeling of being unloved, bullies, all of these things, you know, and they didn't know what to do. And I don't know if what I'm saying to everyone is going to help you, because I'm me. But if I can help you from being me and my experiences, well, I want to help you, because I don't want you to take your life. I don't want you to feel like you will have to stay in the mindset that you're in. I don't want you to stay in darkness. I want to be a light in your life. If there's no light, I want to shine my light into your darkness, so you can know that at the end of the tunnel, it's light. Now, let me say this. Not only did I embrace what happened to me in my life and who I was and who I've been and things I've done to help me to conquer mental illness, I trusted in the Lord and God. Now, whomever you believe in, that you get positive energy from, because I don't want you to feel like, well, I don't know God, or I don't believe in God. I don't, whomever you get your positive energy from, because you need some positivity in your life from a higher source. Because see, we are just human. We are doing the best that we can. We can only give so much energy to help one person or two people or three people until we are depleted. And sometimes that person may feel like no one listened, no one helped me. You know, I called before I, took my life, or before I did whatever I did, but no one was there. So if you don't know someone, I'm telling you, and I'm speaking to you from my heart, try God, the creator, or whomever you identify with, universe, source, divine, magnificent, amazing, right? Or just if you just focus on just positivity or positive energy, take from that source. But you have to go with inside yourself and heal yourself. You have to say, I forgive me for whatever it is that's bothering you, or whatever happened to you, and forgive those people that did it to you, that's caused it. Because honestly, we don't know their situation. You know what I mean? It's like a domino effect. It's like if someone hurts you, or they've been hurt, then they hurt, that it hurts them, then they hurt you, and then you hurt them, and then it just goes on and on. You have to cut that cycle. You have to stop it, cut it, right? Cut it off. You can't continue to live that cycle, because what you will be doing is only creating more negativity for your life and your mind, until your mental can't take anymore and you break and you don't want to be here. So what I'm saying is, use techniques to help you to heal. Now, I'm not gonna tell you it's gonna happen overnight. I'm still continually progressing and working on myself. But do I think I'm bipolar? No. Do I think I had major traumas? Do I think my mother had major traumas, even though she was diagnosed with schizophrenia? Absolutely. And I wish I knew what I wish I've known what I know now to help her, but I didn't. So I know now, and so hopefully I can help someone from speaking out from my life experiences. You must find positive things in your life to help relieve that stress and that pressure. Meditation. Meditation. Matter of fact, I have a link to my meditation channel on my other video, but I also will put it on here. Even if it takes just 10 minutes, 5 minutes of your day just to sit, close your eyes, take deep breaths, and release the negativity out your mind. Help yourself to relax. Be mindful of your thoughts and how they come to you. Helping yourself to learn how to control those thoughts, because they'll be there, but you can get them to a level where you control them and they'll start calming down more and more and more. See, our thoughts, our ego, our darkness, it comes to protect us, right? It does. It's that thing that says, oh, this person's manipulating me, or oh my God, someone's shooting. So it's going to say fear, like, oh my God, fear. And you're going to try to protect, whether it says run or this person's going to break my heart. However, it's there to do that, but it also hurts because of all of our traumas. Let's say someone comes in our life, we're in a relationship, and I'm actually experiencing this right now. You tend to push them away, self-sabotage yourself, self-sabotage them, because you don't want to be hurt. You don't want to be hurt. You don't want to experience more trauma. So you push them. Your mind says, push them away, push them away, push them away, push them away, or that they're not going to love me, or they're not going to do this, they're not going to. Then if y'all both have traumas, it's like fighting a battle. It's like fighting a battle that you can't really fight, because both of y'all need healing. Both of you are trying to protect yourself from being hurt over and over and over again. Excuse me 1 second. And so you tend to push people away that could have loved you, and vice versa. It's these battles of what you believe in your head because of your traumas and because of your hurt, and you have to learn to release that, let it go. It's not to say to not protect yourself, but just be an observer of yourself and your situation, your relationship, or whatever relationship it is, whether it's, you're a mom, you're in a relationship with someone, you're a daughter, a father, a brother, whatever, and look at yourself. Because when we start blaming other people and pointing a finger at other people constantly, all it does is bring negativity to that person, which will in return be negative to you. It's like battling constantly. One wants to be right, the other one. It's a lot, and it'll be a lot on the mental, even though if you just sit back and listen to what that person has to say, not take it offensively, but allow them to be in their truth. Because when you shut down communication because of what your mind tells you, and you put up this defense, it's like your own demise, or the relationship's own demise. It just falls apart. So from my experience and the experience that I am living today, I'm learning to just focus on myself. I'm learning to see what I can take and what I can bear and what I cannot bear. Okay? So this is my advice for mental illness, depression, schizophrenia, all of these mental illness stigmas. Go within, embrace your darkness. Learn from what it's trying to tell you. Use techniques like meditation. If walking helps you, walk. Let it go. Release it. Release it. Release it. Just let it go. Cry it out. Release that pain, that suffering, that feeling unloved, that feels like that feeling of no one cares. You care. You care for yourself. You love yourself. You forgive yourself. You release all of that stuff out of you, and you take a step every day. Don't overdo what you can do. Just take one step. One step at a time. One breath in a second. However long we breathe. I don't know, like I haven't measured that. But try to laugh and be happy as much as you can. And if you're around people that are constantly bringing you down because they're not there, they're not getting what you're trying to do. They're not getting that you've had traumas and you've had lots of pain, and you're weak in those moments because you're trying to get your mental right. You're trying to deal with it. You have to remove yourself from around that energy and those people. It's not that you can't love them, you can love them from afar, right? But until you're better, you can't be better for anybody else. You can't. You can still be kind and be a blessing to people as I'm trying to be a blessing to you. But know you have to work on yourself diligently, okay? And you have to take a pause sometimes and tell people, I can't do it. Right now, I'm not there, or mentally, I'm not there, or today is not the day, or today I'm going to focus on myself. No, I don't want to do that. The word no is so powerful, but people get offended by the word no. But if you start saying that word more and more, you'll take pressure off of you and stop it in that moment. And if that person cares for you and love you like they say they do, no matter who they are in your life, they'll get it. They may not like it, and I'm so sorry for my smoke detector that beeps in the background because I tried to take it off. It's a screw. Yeah, it's difficult, but it doesn't have like something you can anyway take it off with. But so excuse my smoke detector in the background. What I'm saying about mental illness, I believe wholeheartedly, because I've suffered from it, that you can cure it. I believe that. I um I still am trying to say no to things that's too much for me in my life. I'm still trying to not give so much of me because I am still healing my mind, body, and soul. But I feel so much better. I feel so much better. I don't have all those thoughts racing in my head. I don't have thoughts of me telling myself that I'm not enough, or you just need to kill yourself, or all of that stuff that makes us feel unworthy, and that things that people say about us that's negative, we feel like that's who we are. You're not. You are not that person. You are worthy. You are loved. You are an amazing human being having a human being experience. I'm sorry that you went through traumas, but I'm telling you, I'm asking you to try to go with inside yourself and embrace those darkness, those dark moments. Try to go on yourself to forgive yourself. Try to go on yourself to forgive people who've done you wrong. And you don't even have to call them or go to them and say, oh, you did me wrong, you did this, that. You don't even have to do it. Just forgive them for yourself. So you can release that, because you're only causing more problems and pain in your life when you don't. When you get stuck on what people did to you and how they treated you, all you doing is causing more darkness, more pain, more pain, more pain. Release it, let go, and let God. Let go and let God. Okay? And this is my belief to the cureness, or should I say the cure of mental illness. Find that thing that makes you feel better and release it. Let yourself experience the dark night of the soul, or depression, or darkness, and see what it's trying to teach you. Don't run away from it, because it's going to keep on coming and running behind you, which is yourself, your own darkness that is attacking you, okay, because of your thoughts and traumas, feeling unworthy. Get the lesson and say, okay, I understand or overstand what you're trying to tell me. You're trying to tell me that I'm better than what I thought I was. Yes, I did this thing and I feel like shit about it, but that's not who I am. That's what I did. I have to find who I really am, because those are situations that occurred in my life that that caused me to be that person, or caused that thing to affect me the way it did. Okay? Release it. Release it. Let it go. Let it go. Ask God to help you. Ask God to give you peace in your mind. Ask God to come inside you and heal your heart. Ask God to show you how to forgive. Just not just people, but yourself. Ask God to show you how to say no, and say it firmly. No. By the way, thank you for one of my spiritual teachers in Sedona, Arizona, Arizona, and that's another story. Uh, but the power of no, firmly, not no, no, or no. However you need to say it when you can't do it or you don't want to do it. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. You are the author of your own story, okay? You are the author of your own story. No one writes your story for you. You write your story. Don't allow people to write your story for you. Okay? Don't allow people to water you down and make you who they want you to be. Be who you are. Set yourself free. Set yourself free. Be who you are. Okay? I hope this helps, and I hope it helps someone to start the journey of healing their mind, healing that the mental illness, the depression, whatever you've been diagnosed with, because I'm a living witness. See this smile? This smile is everything to me, because it didn't used to look like this when I was in that space. Smile again, embrace again, love yourself again, and don't forget, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, yes, I've been hurt. Yes, I've been through a lot. Yes, I've my mind has taken over me and I've done things and said things to people that may have hurt them. But I'm learning and I'm growing and I forgive myself. Just I love you. Just be. Just be you. Mwah. Tell yourself that. Look in the mirror and tell yourself that. Okay? I love you. Beautiful people. And I hope y'all have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. Bye.